Alright boys, in this video I'm talking about how much comfort will you sacrifice for your future self. You've got to understand as a man that all of your life sort of characteristics right now, everything that's happening in your life is just a symptom of how much comfort you've sacrificed when you were younger and how much you delayed gratification. Now I've said it on my main channel, delayed gratification is the two most important words you need to understand to actually like get into self-improvement. Gratification is kind of like the word for like pleasure, for enjoyment, for like reward, right? Gratification. Delayed means delayed pleasure, delayed reward. This term got really famous from this study, which is the marshmallow experiment. You might have heard of it. I'll very, very briefly go over it. Kids are put into a room and a researcher gives them a marshmallow, one marshmallow, and he says, if you don't eat this marshmallow for 15 minutes, I'll come back and give you another marshmallow. So the kids essentially have this choice. I can eat the marshmallow right now for instant gratification, like pleasure right now, or I can wait 15 minutes and get 2 marshmallows, which is delayed gratification. So essentially they're being tested, this kid's being tested on will he sacrifice comfort and pleasure right now so that his future self in 15 minutes gets essentially double the... I said double, but I got my mind just started like qualifying, like analyzing shit. And I was like, no, it wouldn't be double the pleasure with 2 marshmallows, because after the first one, after you've gotten the taste, it's like the pleasure goes down, so it'd be like 1.36 or some bullshit. But you get what I mean, right? For double the reward, 2 marshmallows. Will he sacrifice his pleasure right now for 15 minutes so that he can get double the reward? Most kids failed. Why do you think that is? I think, in a sense, it's about evolution and everything, you know, like if we see something that's going to help us survive, in a sense, we want it right now, 100%. I also feel like it's a big sense of like nurture, that these kids' parents are like fat Americans or whatever, and they see their parents not delaying gratification. The kids who did delay gratification, the kids who didn't eat that marshmallow and they waited 15 minutes, like they did like a longitudinal study, which means that these researchers literally followed these kids, like, you know, through like questionnaires and phone calls and everything for like 20 years, 30 years in the future. The kids who delayed gratifications went on to be way more successful and way less likely to do bad habits like drugs, crime, casual sex, all this, like, you know, the bad stuff that adults do, than those kids who indulge straight away. Your ability to sacrifice comfort today for your future self's benefit literally dictates how your life will go. And most people are fucking trash at this. Like, this is fucking insane. Like this honestly, this idea of delaying gratification, of dopamine detox, of, you know, like not doing a lot of the bad habits like video games and Netflix. This was why I started my main channel. This is why I almost actually quit my main channel, you know. Like, there was a point in about May 2020, after I had been uploading for about 1 year. May 2021, sorry. I had been uploading consistently for about 1 year. I uploaded this one video of like 1 year dopamine detox, and something just like felt like done. I was like, what? Like, I just didn't want to make a video. I just didn't even give a shit anymore. I even told Sam, and he was like really worried, you know, because it's like his job as well and everything. I just told him, like, I'm done. Like, not in a sad sense, I'm not angry at this. I'm just like, this was why I made this channel. I made my main channel, honestly, like it was like a layer of my purpose to just teach this idea of delaying gratification. And once I felt like I had done it and I had finally made like this final video of like 1 year of delayed gratification, 1 year of dopamine detox, I just felt like I didn't have any like much else to say, because that was what the focus was. I made that channel because before I, you know, started uploading consistently onto YouTube, I was living in Manchester, UK, in like a student city, and I was just doing instant gratification, just seeking comfort. The only real productive thing I was doing was going to the gym and lifting weights, but honestly I was going like 2-3 times a week, sometimes more, but like usually on average like 2 to 3 times a week, when my plan was like 6 times a week push-pull legs. But there was so much fucking comfort in my life, so much. I've told the story before, like I'd wake up, I'd start smoking weed, I'd order food and everything, just spend loads of money, I'd work like a shitty job that I hated, come back with ideas of being an entrepreneur and everything, come back, smoke weed, order more food, eat junk food, ruin my body and everything. You've got to understand that pleasure and comfort, cravings, you don't need to indulge in those. It's this idea of like, You can have that marshmallow, but in an adult way. You can have the cheat meal today. You can have the dessert, the cake, the cookie, right? And that's 200, 300 calories. But that just is extra body fat for your future self who really wanted a six-pack. The reason why you don't have a six-pack right now, the reason why you don't have like a really, really attractive muscular body right now is because your younger self chose comfort instead of delaying gratification. And if you've, like, maybe he didn't know, right? Maybe your younger self was like, you know, he was quite young or anything and he didn't really know, fair enough. But if you know, like, if you consciously know that you're fucking your future self over by indulging in pleasure today, I swear to God, that seems to like fuck your mind, because you look back and you have this hatred for yourself, for your younger self. Like you think about him, you look at him and you think like, but you knew that we're on this goal, that we wanted this body transformation. You knew that I should have been studying. You knew that this exam was coming up. Why didn't you study? Now I'm at this position where I've got this shit grade. What if we flip it around though? What if you look back and you're like, thank you for studying, like thank you for delaying all that gratification. Like, I look back at my younger self from last year. I was telling this story to a guy in the gym yesterday. Like, we ended up speaking about gymnastics and gym rings, and I just, you know, we spoke, he asked me a bunch of questions and I ended up telling this story. Like, I said, bro, like, I literally look back to my younger self from a year ago. I was a pussy. I got these gymnastic rings, rain or shine, snow or literal floods, bro. Like, this is my fucking story that I'm so proud of. The park that I train at literally flooded. Like, it was like water, like this thick and everything, bro. I see my fucking tree where I train. I crossed over the water and mud this thick. You have to, like, my shoe came off and everything. I get to my point and I'm fucking training. I am a guy who I feel pain when it's cold. Some people just feel cold and it's a bit uncomfortable. For me, the cold is literally like painful. Like, it puts me in a very, very like sort of hurt, fragile feeling. Rain or fucking shine, I went there, bro. The place that I go to train is like, it's not so far, but you know, it's like it's maybe 2 kilometers, something like that, right? And I would bike to it. My bike broke. Like, the chain snapped and the wheel fucked, and I had it booked in for a while. My bike broke. Old Hamza, like the younger Hamza, would have just said, oh, okay, I can't train anymore. I picked up my bag and ran to the spot, ran back, and I started like training like sprints. I'd fucking, with a weighted bag, start running. Like, I wasn't good at running or anything, but I'd literally just run to the plane, no excuses. The reason why I'm telling you this story is because I look back at that version of Hamza who put in that fucking work, and I'm just proud and I'm just so happy. And it's like, that gives me a sense of self-love. How do you feel about your younger self? However you feel about yourself right now is completely just like a symptom of how much your younger self sacrificed comfort for you. I have my gratitude journal right here. And inside this, almost every single day I end up writing like, I'm so grateful for my younger self who put in the fucking work. This dumbass 17-year-old Hamza literally started going to the gym knowing that he wouldn't get the result of, you know, the muscle and everything for a while. That essentially it wasn't him who would benefit. If we say, like, it almost feels like you have like a new life every day. And it's so interesting that, like, if you're delaying gratification and going to the gym, you're not doing it for your current life, your current day, you right now. You're just like stacking it up for the future. But you know what the beautiful part with this, because right now it sounds a bit hard and it sounds a bit like, oh, maybe I would like comfort because this sounds fucking like difficult and everything. It sounds really, really uncomfortable. After a while, the results kick in, but you keep delaying gratification. So when you first start off and you go to the gym and it's really hard and it's really confusing and you feel really insecure and everything, you're going to the gym to train for this guy here 6 months later so he can have a good body. But eventually, it is 6 months later, and you wake up as this guy, and this is your day, you know, you're this guy who's got a pretty good body and everything, and you're still building the body for 6 months in the future. So in my case, I've been doing this for about 7 years, and you might have seen pictures of my body. Like, I think my body looks fucking terrific, bro. And I'm not even saying that, you know, in the arrogant sense or anything. I just think it looks fucking amazing that, like, I've built this body as a guy who's just a fucking pussy generally. I don't think I am anymore, but like I was for most of my life. But now I'm still building the body. I'm still sacrificing comfort for my future self. The only like beautiful thing is that now when I'm sacrificing comfort, when I'm still going to the gym, it's like I'm pretty experienced. I look good. Like going to the gym is a lot more fun when you look muscular, isn't it? Same with money, like same with business and studying. Studying is a lot more fun when you've been getting good grades. Business is a lot more fun when you've been making money. But you have to go through this like initial, like, what would you say it is, like gray area where you have to put in the work, you have to sacrifice comfort, but right now the results are invisible. This is like the quitting zone. Average men quit here when they have to put in the work, but there's no results to show. Average men quit here. If you can cross this like chasm, however you explain it, like this like gap, this hole or something, this dark place, and eventually you get to the point where you've hit some results, you've got a couple hundred subscribers on YouTube, you've started getting some good grades, you've started making some good money, you've started seeing some like body transformation progress or social skills or like approaching with girls, then it's like it becomes so easy from this point. One, because of the sense of motivation, like you just seem to be way more motivated later on. But two, another thing is just the fact that it's just a habit now. You have to cross this bit where you only have the pain and none of the reward. You need to have this mindset, which is like next level mindset that not many guys have, that the reward during this dark period of no gains, no reward, is simply the fact that you're progressing to the point that you will get the reward. Like you're a percentage, 5% closer to the point that you realize, like, oh fuck, like I've actually put on so much mass, like I'm looking so good right now. Most guys will not do this. You've seen it around you. Like it fucking boggles my mind that most people still fucking watch YouTube and Netflix and shit. Now YouTube can be productive in a sense, maybe. Hopefully you find this video productive. Like these are just unfiltered, no memes, no bullshit type of videos. I find that videos like this changed my life a lot more than videos like the ones on my main channel. Like I really like those videos and I think they're still really helpful because they're for like a different audience. They're for like younger guys, and therefore like guys who like are quite new to self-improvement. They're watching fucking TikToks anyway and they need like a different sort of vibe. This is the video for people who've got like fucking like brain and they really want to like deep dive into some shit. Kind of like this, the inspiration, I'm explaining this again, which I have done in my intro, but the vision, like the idea for this came from Chris from First Man. There's a phrase that I said once and people fully asked me like, where's that quote from? I'm pretty sure I might have made it. I can't remember if it's from someone, but I just said in a video, comfort is the killer of man. If you're someone who you feel like a bit of a pussy, and don't lie to yourself, you know whether or not you're a pussy. If you feel like a bit of a pussy, if you don't have like a nice body right now, if you've been like skipping gym workouts, if you feel quite naturally drawn to comfort more than other guys, and you know you don't want to get like cold and wet, you want to stay inside and play video games and shit, repeat that sentence in your mind like an affirmation, like a reminder. Comfort is the killer of man. Strive to be uncomfortable, like strive for discomfort. And this is tricky, honestly. Like the world is fucking against you here. Think about what the point is of like every technological advancement. It's comfort. Everything, like every new technology, like social media, and even like devices, like hardware, like cameras and chairs and everything. Every single thing is for comfort. But we as men grow from discomfort. So what the fuck is happening to manhood? But everything is getting easier. But it's so weird. Everything's getting easier, but life feels harder. Like, does that not prove something to you? Voluntarily put yourself through discomfort. So many guys will not do this, but the guys who will fucking grow so much more than everyone else. Like, no one's waking up early. Unless they are getting forced to. Like, no one's voluntarily waking up early. Like, 1% of men are, and they're the 1% of men who are fucking killing it in life. The amount of guys who are just fine, just like confusing their brain to think that they're getting what they wanted in real life, but they're getting it from the internet, from the computer screen. They wanted girls and sex, but they didn't want to experience the discomfort of increasing their SMV and going out and actually like speaking to girls. So they get it through porn. Because that's comfortable, that's instant. The instant gratification. They wanted this sense of brotherhood and community. But they're not going to go out there and experience the discomfort of joining a martial arts club and making friends there. So they'll get the comfort of playing fucking video games and getting like the rank there on Call of Duty. Like, oh, you're a Lieutenant 3 and look, here's your Call of Duty's clan or some bullshit. Instant gratification, because it's easier, it's more comfortable to do that, so more guys are drawn to that. Same with business, same with everything. You need to start seeing discomfort as an opportunity. Whilst most guys run away from it, you need to be the one who charges for it. I won't attach it here, but there's a video I have on my desktop, which I'm really proud of. It's a GoPro video. When I went to Thailand, I was wearing a GoPro for like, and we did like this like elephant tour. And you can barely hear it, but the woman, like there's a bunch of people sat around, like a bunch of like, you know, like travelers, and this woman's like part of the tour, and she's saying like, oh, like something about the elephant, like I need a volunteer. Straight away, you see my hand shoot up. And she points at me, she picks me up. Like she says, oh, you know, like, oh, you come to the front. So you see me like on the GoPro stand up, and I start walking, and it's like, you just see like a rows of girls just like look directly at the GoPro and at me. That was discomfort. But is that not something that you would be proud of? Like you chose to be the one who experiences the discomfort instead of like sitting around and like waiting for one of the girls to take that responsibility. It's some beautiful shit, bro. It seems like every area of life that we want to grow in. If you've been on like my channel and you've experienced the same things as me and the same goals, like you wanted to improve your mental health, your physical health, you wanted to build the body, you wanted to make money and social skills and get girls. All of it requires you to be okay with discomfort. All of it requires you to actively strive to not be comfortable. There's something that I did a while ago. I haven't done it for like a little while because it feels quite ingrained into my normal schedule now. But I used to do like striving for discomfort challenges where I would purposely do something hard, like harder than like average. One of the ones I did, for example, was like I went camping inside of a like thunderstorm. Like it was fully like lightning and shit, raining and everything. It was fucking difficult. I wanted to quit, bro. Like it was fucking difficult. Do you know what happened when I went with my friend and we go camp? It's camping for the first time. I've never been camping as an adult. We're setting up the tents like flying around everywhere. It's fucking like so like rain and so cold. Remember, like when I get cold, I like literally feel pain, bro. We set it up. It's an uncomfortable night of sleep and everything, but we wake up, we're drenched. We go to like the cafe, we start warming up, and it just hits me. I'm so powerful that I've just experienced pretty much the worst conditions to camping in like the UK, realistically, right? The next time I go camping and it's raining, I've already done the harder thing. Next time I go camping and it's like a little bit cold, I've already been in the cold. Like I've already prepared myself, I've already experienced and practiced the uncomfortable situation. That now when there's something which is like more comfortable than this, it's like, it's fucking nice. Most men live in this total state of comfort with no friction, no nothing, that they get instant access to like love and intimacy and like sex from porn, that they can't experience that gap of like no results, that discomfort, like sort of like uncomfortable period where they have to put in the work and experience the discomfort without any results, and so they quit. That's literally just the idea of self-improvement. And if you can be one of the very few men who can cross this gap, your future self's going to look back at you and feel so proud and grateful. That's how I feel about myself. Mwah.